For those of you just joining, Pyro Slays Music. Today, we're checking out SABATON Templars. This is a sound discovery every Friday, almost every Friday. Here on Twitch, we tried to find some bangers and see what we can find. And a lot of times, it's about 50-50. SABATON Templars, I'm pretty excited. I haven't heard a whole lot, but shout out to our boy Rin, who's also in chat. He sent us a couple of these a while back on our Patreon, and fantastic. So I love that they have such like a rich history typically in the lyricism and stuff, and it's like pretty crazy depth. So I always find that impressive. I shot myself in the foot a little bit because we had a chance to see this band in like 2015, 14, something like that at Rock on the Range. And we were walking by and we just weren't feeling like one of the songs and we just left. And I kind of regretted that after later, discovering the band. But what you going to do? So let's get into it. Thank you, Dugan. Appreciate the biddies, buddy. Legends say in the year 1307, King Philip of France is drowning in debt to the Templar order. At his wit's end, the king desperately dispatches letters of arrest, falsely accusing the knights. The Knights Templar of heresy and blasphemy. These orders were set to be executed on Friday, the 13th of October. Now, I'm not saying that it actually happened, but if you're curious, supposedly the accusation was that they were praying to Baphomet, and they were using, like, God as a cover. I don't know if there's any proof of that, obviously, but it is a, I don't know. When we there's a really cool set of lectures about secret societies on the Great Courses audio. I think that's what's called, the Great Courses. And there's one on secret societies that I listened to that was really, really cool, and it broke down the Templars and went into all different kinds of stuff, and that was it was really, really interesting. And they went through the accusations and all the stuff, and like I learned a lot. It was really, really interesting. So I need to start listening to those again because I got so many cool bits of stuff. Let's finish this real quick to make sure there's nothing else here at the end. Ooh. Get that stuff right there. You can listen to that anywhere. And I will drop the link in chat for those of you who would, if you would, go over there and give them a follow, because that was a lot of fun. Now, from what I've heard of this band, this is very, I'd say, up their alley, or maybe stereotypical of their sound even. So I imagine if you already enjoyed their sound, this is good. I have like maybe 6 songs by these guys, maybe a little bit more or less. I'm not sure. But I would imagine that this is probably pretty close to the others that I've heard. Again, I personally kind of like the sound, and I don't have enough music in my playlist that would make this feel generic, but I could be wrong. You guys who are Sabaton fans, you can let me know in the comments. So personally, I think this is a lot of fun. I like, again, some little bit of that history element to this whole thing. Where am I going to go rating wise for this? I love the vocals mainly. I like that whole vibe that they, with the background choir vocals type thing that they got going on. And I think that's really sweet. I think it's a good song. I'm going to go with a 6-8. And this could go up, this could go down. You know what I mean? You guys know how it goes. But yeah, I think that's a pretty solid number where I'm thinking. I'm Pyro Slays Music. And for those of you on YouTube watching the re-upload, hit that like and the subscribe. Thank you very much.